Astronomical spring started at 12:30 a.m. this morning. That's the time when the sun is directly overhead at the equator. We call it the vernal equinox or spring equinox. Here are some facts about the vernal equinox. First off, it's not the spring equinox everywhere on Earth. While the sun is getting higher in the sky here in the northern hemisphere, it's getting lower in the sky in the southern hemisphere. So, our spring equinox is the southern hemisphere's autumnal equinox. Equinox doesn't mean equal day and night. It only means equal night. Equi means equal and nox means night. Now I'm thinking about the name given to the Chevy vehicle. It doesn't make sense, but it sounds good. Everywhere on Earth is supposed to have 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness on the equinox. But let's take Lansing, me as an example. Today the sun rose at 7:41 a.m. and the sun sets at 7:51 p.m. Shouldn't it be the same time for sunrise and sunset? Well, sunrise and sunset is measured when the top of the sun comes above the horizon and goes below the horizon. The equinox is measured when the center of the sun crosses the horizon. 5 minutes elapses from the time the top of sun crosses the horizon to the time the center of the sun crosses the horizon. So if you were expecting to see sunrise and sunset at the same time in the morning and evening, you won't. The sun does rise exactly in the east and set in the west on the equinox. It's the time of year when driving at sunrise or sunset can be dangerous. If you are driving straight east at sunrise or west at sunset, you will be looking straight into a bright sun. The reason for the seasons is the tilted axis of the Earth. If you draw an imaginary line through the north and south poles, that is the Earth's axis. Instead of that axis being oriented perpendicular to the sun's rays, the axis is tilted at a slight angle. If we didn't have that tilt in the axis, Earth could be a real boring. We wouldn't have seasons, and the weather may be a whole lot less exciting. So the vernal equinox doesn't really mean a whole lot, except for this last reason. The date of Easter hinges upon the spring solstice. According to the U.S. Naval Observatory, Easter falls on the first Sunday following the first full moon that occurs on or after the day of the vernal equinox. So astronomical spring began today at 12:30 a.m. We meteorologists start spring much earlier. We go by meteorological spring, which starts March 1st every year. That also means summer starts a little earlier in the weather world. If you have any questions or comments, please post below. M Live